I got two pieces of maple that I ran through the planer before, and I glued them together, and fortunately they did have a bit of a bow to them even after, I mean not a bow, a bend this way, slight bend, so this isn't exactly even in the middle here. I did clamp these two ends with cowls. I took them off before starting to film this, but to keep these ends together. This is all maple. About, I don't know, 3/4 inch thick. I gotta shave it down a lot for this project. Okay, on to the next project, running this through the drum sander a few times. All right, I just turned off the dust collection, ran this through my good old trusty drum sander, trusty dusty drum sander, oh my god, can't speak. Like this is like a little bit of a bridge left here, but this thing is gonna get ground down so thin that doesn't even matter. I just need to make the profile cut on this thing, and then I can shave it down. I thought of shaving it down first, but it's a lot more wood I gotta shave than if it's cut out first and then shave it down. Well, we'll see. And in the meantime, I got this is an old pizza peel that had cracked right at the handle here, so I put that together. I got these two to keep that joint flat, and then I clamped a bunch of wood to the peel itself, and then used clamps to pull and push that handle down into that Jew joint there. Oh my god, glue joint. Wow, holy cow, can't speak. Sorry for any Jewish people out there. That was not meant to be an insult of any kind, but we'll see how that comes out too. But in the meantime, we're gonna get this over to the CNC. I'm gonna get the profile path planned out in VCarve Pro, and we'll start that next. All right, here's my piece of maple. I measured it, it's 15 by 40, and I'm gonna make the round end of the peel down here since this is chopped off anyway. It's gonna be around here somewhere, and I like this corner because it's square, so I can use that for, you know, I'll set it, probably like right there or so, and I'll use this corner for probing. And now I'm gonna flip this over and put my, I'm gonna load this up with some double-sided tape, and I'll put that on a time lapse. Taped up. Let me get my bench dog, put that back where it was. I use the bench dogs for aligning, make sure everything's straight. I'll bring that there. Push that flat up against those bench dogs. Okay, that should be good enough. I'm gonna add some more stuff. I'm gonna put a clamp down there. I don't know if I can put a clamp. I'm gonna put horizontal clamps on this probably. That's about all I can do. That should be good enough though. Okay, I think that's all I can do for clamps, because this is close to where the, I think, well, I don't know, maybe I can put one here. You know what, because I think the tool path is up here somewhere. So, you know, I'm going to add one more little guy right here. I know when it comes to for a tool change, it comes right about here. I made sure it wasn't in the way of a of a tool change. Do this. I think clamp here, clamp down there. This horizontal guy pushing it up against these bench dogs, and then with all that double-sided tape on the other side, I think this is pretty set. So next is to load the file and set it to carve. We'll see what it does. All right, here we are using VCarve Pro version 12. I think that's 04 or 004. I am no expert at VCarve, and this is a very simple operation here. I'm just doing a profile path, which is basically I'm using my $6,000 CNC machine as a big giant jigsaw. That's basically it. So I'm not going to bother trying to teach VCarve Pro here. If you want to learn VCarve Pro, there are tons of videos out there, and yeah, I'm just showing how I cut the pizza peel out of the maple, as you see there. And it's just a simple profile cut using a roughing bit, similar to a bit they call the hog from IDC Woodcraft. Let's see, load file. I got a lot of stuff on this thumb drive. I should need to take it off eventually, but let's see, load that. See what this looks like. Oh, it is the file is kind of close to here, so I might not be able to put this clamp right there because it is kind of close, but that's okay. Let's see. Maybe I can move this clamp back a little bit. I don't know what I can do here as far as moving it or whatever, but I think that's as far back as I can go. Oh, this is one of those ones that has a damn washer, so it gets locked. I hate that when that happens. Yeah, that's okay. I think that's still pretty solid. It's not going to go anywhere. I got that thing holding it sideways. I can't put one over here because the profile cut comes very close to this edge, so I don't want to do anything too crazy like that, but we'll see. Okay, so she's loaded. Now what I should do is I loaded the first bit. I'm going to rehome the machine, which you do right here. There's nothing in the way for homing. Okay, I'm going to rehome it. There it comes. Rehome. There. Boom. And it's going to go all the way back to the tool setter, which is good because I wanted to figure out what the tool height is on it. I'll do that. Okay. Now on here, we go to jogging and jogging and probing. This is my speed for manually moving this thing. I'll move it. You can watch me move it up here. Bring it all the way up here. Let's bring it over here. Yeah, it's got to be. This has to be adjusted. All the plastic on here from the last thing I did a sign for Harmony of Motion. So it had the blue masking, so you see a lot of that masking. My cleaning up skills have to be improved upon. I don't really do much. Let me move this up just so it's out of the way so I can use the probe. Once I finish the probing, I'll drop this down again. Okay, now I got this. So there's nothing on here. There's no bits of stuff on here. Put this here. Make sure. I don't know if you've ever noticed I have the little my magnet instead of I did this before. Instead of putting it on the spindle, I put it on the frame because my spindle is grounded through the whole machine. So this is the ground, so this works. So I never forget to put it on there, because I've seen people when they go to do probing and they forget to put this on there, and the bit goes and it tries to go right through to, you know, it tries to go to China basically. So yeah, I'll do that. And I don't know if I can get this whole thing in here. Let's show you both things at once, like what's going on. Maybe, let's see. Okay, so let me move this back. I'll slow this down now because I got to do like smaller adjustments. Drop the Z down to right above the material there. Let's bring this over here. Bring this over there a little bit. Okay, ready to probe for my XY, at least for now. I hit probing, and then I make sure the bit diameter is the same as the bit that I have loaded, which is 1/4 inch bit diameter. That's extremely important because it's using the bit to measure that. So I'm going to use this top corner right there. Comes in, it touches, it moves over. Now it's moving over a little bit. It'll come forward and then go back to the left and touch the probe. And zoom. Okay, so now the X and Y are done. So now on this screen over here, I'm going to raise my Z, raise the bit up like that. There, wouldn't move. My finger might be dirty, or I'm too cold. Thinks I'm a corpse. I'll move this over on top of the probe, right about there. I'm going to make sure this is on there nice and flat. And the center dot will probe for Z. So there it goes, it's coming down. Flip. Okay, so now it knows right where that point is of the wood. So if I were to now on here, sorry, if I go back to, let me exit probing. If I go to program and MIDI, it's on there. Go to job, work origin, there's a button there. You'll see this thing, it should go and there. And right now, if I were to go back to this and drop my Z down, it should be right on that corner, and it is. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's right. I mean, the center of the bit is onto the center of that little corner, which is exactly what you want. Anyway, well, let's start this carbon. It shouldn't take too long, but I'll start filming this and then I'll, put it on time lapse. Okay, rewind and cycle start. It's probably going to come forward. It's going to ask for this bit. Oh, you know what? Let me raise my Z up just in case. I don't think anything's going to happen, but I don't want it being close to that. Rewind, cycle start. And there it comes. Now it's asking for that bit, which is a clearance bit that I call the hog. Right there. See? Please load tool number 16, the hog, 0.25, which means 1/4 inch. Okay, sorry about this. I'm not exactly a camera. Well, I was a photographer, believe it or not. I still am a photographer, but I'm not good at this video thing. So now that I know that tool is already loaded and it's chucked in there, it's nice and tight, I'll hit cycle start. It's going to go back to the tool setter again. I love that it checks over and over and over and over. It's nice. There it goes. It's going to touch down on that tool setter back there. Here, and then it's going to come up here and come up here, somewhere up here, get up to speed, and it'll start firing. I forgot to drop my boot down. Oh well, that's okay. It's still sucking the dust up. Look at that. You can see it going up. It's cutting the hole in the handle first, which is kind of weird. That might cause a problem. I don't know if there's a piece of double-sided tape there or not. we'll find out, I guess. Oh, it's a tiny little piece that's in the middle. Even if it gets loose, I don't think it's going to cause much of a problem, we'll say. And I did leave, I left a tiny bit on the bottom. There's going to be like a bologna skin on the bottom, or onion skin they call it. Let's see what happens. Alright, yeah, it looks like it went well. Oh, and the vacuum hose in the back was hitting my clamp a little bit, but that's okay. Alright, I'm going to put you on time lapse. Alright, we finished the profile cut. I will go back to let's move this out of the way, up, over, and back. I know some people have a program where you can go park, but sometimes I don't know where I'm gonna have clamps, and I did that once. I had the parking programmed, and I hit park, and it went and it rammed right into a clamp, and I was like, ah, damn it. So I don't do the park thing anymore. I'll manually put it back where there are no clamps. Much easier for me. All right, pizza peel coming along. Okay, I'm gonna see. I think it might have went all the way through, which is great. I don't know if it got much of my spoil board, but it looks like it went all the way through. So I'll clamp this part. Fortunately, I gotta walk around the back of the machine to get to that other clamp. I can't reach that far. My arms are not 5 feet long. There. Up to the side of the machine. I just knocked over a piece of scrap wood or something. I'm gonna get this clamp out of the way. It's over there somewhere. Okay. Here I come. I'm coming back, I promise. Alright, these are nice size chunks of scrap that I can definitely make other stuff out of. This I don't know about. Yeah, look at that. It went all the way through. Perfect. Oh my god, look at that. Look how cool. Nice. Okay. Put this over here somewhere. Scraps to be used at another time. This will be for my buddy who has a wood burning stove. I collect all pieces like that and I give them. There. Wow. Okay. Again, I love this tape. It holds the piece well, but it's not too hard to remove, believe it or not, and it doesn't leave any residue, which I mention over and over and over again in every one of my damn videos, so sorry about that, but I just like the stuff. Okay, now you can see this pizza peel is way too thick, but it'll next is I have an idea on how to shave this down on a taper. It has to be a constant taper from the end of this handle to the very tip. It's gonna be a steady taper, and the end of this has to be like, I'm talking like an 1/8 or a 1/16, probably more like an 1/8 inch thick, maybe a little more, like a 3/8, maybe less than a quarter, but I don't know, we'll see. I got to measure the one that I was given as a template, one that I'm repairing. I think you saw earlier in this video, fixing one. I got to use that. I'll get my calipers and measure the sizes and stuff, but there it is thus far. Really extremely heavy pizza peel. Like, I would not want to have to use this all day. Plus, I don't think this can't get under a pizza right now. There's no way. You could use this as baking some rolls or something and put it in the oven like that, and I don't know, probably burn in the oven. I guess that wouldn't work either. All right, enough of me yapping. Okay. Looking good here. Let's see. Okay, I did the double-sided tape, as you just saw. Some might say I'm using way too much double-sided tape, but I don't know. I don't think I am using too much, just in case. I picked this side because this is like a part that I didn't sand all the way down in the drum sander, so I figured I'll use this side to shave off. And a lot of people told me you should taper both sides, but that would be true if I was only tapering the blade and not the handle as well. I'm tapering from all the way up here, tapering all the way down to the tip. So when it's done, both sides are going to be flat, just, you know, tapered to each other. So it should be fine. The only thing that might be a little awkward is like the angles here might be slightly off because it's, you know, it's only tapered on the one side, but this is all going to get rounded off anyway. The whole thing, everything, the whole handle, everything's going to get rounded off. Even this thin edge up here is going to be rounded, so you won't be able to tell. All right, let me chuck up this monster, this thing that nearly took a finger of mine a while back, but yeah. All right, I'll chuck that up and we'll get started. I'm gonna manually shave this thing down. We'll probably do that on time lapse mostly, we'll see. Now I got it all cut the way I want. I'm gonna sand this. As you can see, there's still marks from the, you know, ridges from the surfacing bit, and get that going. I'm gonna start with an 80 grit and then a 120. It's a little more used than this 80 grit, but it's still good sandpaper. And I'm using my good old Bosch Get 75-6. 6-inch orbital hooked up to the vacuum. All right, here we go. Time lapse time. All right, sanded this down to 120. I did notice a slight little gap right there. I'm probably gonna use some sawdust and some glue to fill that in. Sand that down again. But other than that, all that's left to do is like round over these edges. I'll use a smaller, my little DeWalt sander I might use to round these over. I was thinking about using the router, but the problem is it's like it's thick here and then it gets thin here. So I don't know what kind of, I guess if I use a very small round over bit, it should be fine. But I think down here, I'm better off just doing the, you know, going around the corner like this with the orbital sander. That should do the job. All right, I'll continue after this. All right, I think I'm done rounding over and sanding and everything. I did all this. One thing I noticed while I'm sanding, that I guess the board that I had this on that I tipped must not have been level, you know, straight this way, because this side is slightly thicker than that side. I just noticed that. So there might have been a slight variation horizontally on that, the way I had that board mounted to the waste board. But oh well, that's okay. It still came out pretty good. Now I just gotta stick my logo on there, probably like right around there somewhere. I'm gonna put my Terrapin Creations logo, and I'll probably do the tongue oil first and then the logo. All right, to be continued. Dry. You can see my super sloppy shop here, but there it is, all hung out to dry. I'll wait a couple hours and I'll laser engrave. Upside down, but that's the logo. Alright, turn this off. Get some, there. Alright, let's take this thing out of here, get some good pictures of this, and then off to the client it goes. Alright, she's all done. Looking pretty good, I might say. There's my logo on there. Alright. Alright, another project done. Thank you folks for watching. If you like this, please click that little thumbs up button and maybe subscribe if you want to. That'd be awesome. Alright, take care folks. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Have fun.